I just bought a used Dell Precision 7920, and you might want one for your home lab too. And you might be looking at the tower, but I actually picked up a Precision rack mount 7920, or the R7920, which is right here. Both of these systems have a lot in common, and there's some obvious differences, but there's also some not so obvious differences between both of the 7920s. Now, just so everyone knows, this is actually a 7820, but we can still use it as an example and depiction of the 7920 because there's a lot of similarities between both of those workstations. To kick things off, both of these support hot swappable drive bays on the front, but an interesting note about that is the 7920 can actually support a mix of up to 12 drives, whereas this system can only support up to 8 3.5-inch drives. That's really funny and kind of odd. But speaking of odd, both can actually be rack mounted. Dell does sell a kit where you can rack mount the 7920 on rails. So that's really cool. And speaking of rails, this actually uses the same rails as the PowerEdge servers, so you don't have to buy very specific rails for this. It will literally drop in place of an R720, or R730, or R740. So that's really good and cool to see. Both systems support a slim DVD or CD-ROM drive on the front of them, but the tower version can also support a 5.25-inch CD-ROM should you actually need. Both systems support NVMe boot, both systems support bifurcation, both systems can support graphics cards, and they also have internal USB. Like I said, they are incredibly similar. The tower version is obviously supposed to be at somebody's desk as it has more I/O. It has an SD card reader, it's got more USB 3.0 ports, it has audio input and output, it even has PS2 ports on it. So it's clearly meant for a desk environment, whereas the rack mount version only has 2 USB ports on the rear and 3 on the front. So obviously not really good for desk use. You're probably sitting there thinking to yourself that this is actually not that valuable at all, as this seems to have way more features. Well, this is more akin to the PowerEdge server, so there are some things that you gain with the rack mount version that you don't get in the tower version. Now, while the tower version does have a hot swappable power supply, it's not redundant. So if the power supply fails, you have to replace the entire unit. Whereas the rack mount version has dual power supplies that are hot swappable. And so if one fails, the system will continue to run and you can pop in a new one while the system's running and not have any downtime at all. Also, this one has onboard graphics. If you want display out at all on the tower version, you must have a graphics card. So you get to save yourself a little bit of power if you were to go with this, and you still need access to the operating system or BIOS for troubleshooting purposes. What's really cool about onboard graphics is it has VGA display out on the rear and the front. So if you need easy access or quick access to the operating system, you can plug into the front of this, whereas the tower has none of that. Speaking of access, this actually has remote access built into it with a management system called iDRAC. So this one in particular has iDRAC 9, which allows me to remotely interface with the system as if I'm sitting in front of it. I can do things like reboot it, manage the RAID settings, update firmware, lots and lots of options, which is something the tower version does not have. Now, typically you only find this in the PowerEdge servers. So it's really cool that you can get that with the Precision rack mount version. Something else that's really cool about this rack mount workstation is it has 4 1 gigabit NICs on the rear, and that's standard as far as I'm aware. The tower version only has 1 NIC, so if you plan to do anything with VLANs or virtual machines, you have some flexibility with the rack mount version. Now, you might be wondering why pick up this over a R740 or another equivalent PowerEdge server. Well, cost. I got this bad boy for about $800, and an equivalently spec'd R740 is going to be upwards of $1,400 or more. So I'm actually saving quite a bit of money by getting the rack mount version. And also, this comes with dual Xeon 4114s, which aren't the best CPUs admittedly, but we do have an upgrade path for the generation 2 of these scalable Xeons. This also has 64 gigabytes of RAM, and a RAID controller that we don't actually need, but it's included. So that's pretty freaking neat out of the box. With this model that I picked up off of eBay, it even came with the adapter power cables for a GPU, which I consider a win. Most used systems don't have that. Perhaps the biggest advantage of buying these servers used, not specifically the 7920, but Dell or HP for that matter, used off of eBay, is the fact that they typically still have warranty. So this one does in fact have the Pro Plus support warranty still available, and I actually needed to use it because one of the power supplies was dead on arrival. And what's really cool about that is I could have had a new power supply shipped to me within 4 hours, but it was around midnight and I didn't want some guy showing up my house in the middle of the night. So I opted to have next day shipping on a brand new power supply, which is actually here, it's just in the closet. So that's actually one huge advantage when buying used servers off of eBay. Is like that warranty, man, it's pretty sick. I could have even had the guy install it if I wanted to within that 4-hour window, but 4 a.m., that's unnecessary for this home lab. Ultimately, the whole reason why I even bought this server in the first place was simply to replace my Ryzen 5800X because I needed more PCIe lanes. Now, I'll talk about this in a future video as to why I need those PCIe lanes, but that's sort of irrelevant for this video at this time. So I was already in the market for a new server and I was looking at R740s, but when configured with some of the options that I wanted, they were well into the $2,000 to $3,000, even $4,000 range. And so I switched back to looking at Precision workstations instead because I had picked up a 7820 that I was absolutely in love with, and I came across this for 800 bucks, which I thought was an absolute steal. Now, I probably could have done a little bit better if I got some drives included, but this particular one had caddies, and these things can get quite expensive individually. So, you know, you can find them between $7 to $12 depending on where you're looking. So that adds up really quickly, especially when you want 8. Those additional PCIe lanes will allow me to have up to 8 NVMe drives if I really wanted to. Now, I don't think I'm gonna be doing that. The game plan is to only use 4, but we'll see what happens when we get there. That should be pretty interesting. And I'll actually be using a adapter. So this can hold 4 NVMe drives, and we can bifurcate those using our CPUs and motherboards. So we'll see them individually. And yeah, so we'll have 4 NVMe drives inside of this server when we get it up and running. That'll be nice to have. We could potentially have 2 of these, so we could have 8 NVMe drives, but that's pretty expensive on its own. I mean, we're talking the price of a whole other one of these. So that would be cool, but it would be very expensive and kind of overkill for my needs. Honestly, there's a lot more that could be said about this rack-mounted version of the Precision Tower, but that would make for an incredibly long video, and that's not the goal. The goal was simply just to introduce this to you and kind of get an idea of what the difference between the Tower version and the rack mount version has. This is a lot more akin to the PowerEdge servers, of course, like I mentioned. So definitely keep this in mind. You can't go wrong either way if you decide to go with the Tower version of this instead of the rack mount version. They literally do the same thing. Even the NVMe adapters, you could have 8 NVMe drives in your workstation, your Tower workstation as well, but you have much more limited space there than you would with the rack. So anyway, I think that pretty much wraps us to this video. I don't really know what else needs to be said. I think I hit all the major plot points that I wanted to discuss with you guys. So with all that being said, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace.